Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome to Life with Brock. If you end up liking the content, consider giving it a thumbs up and sharing it with a nerd friend. Let's go. Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome to This Week in Customs. This is Brock, your host for the show that goes to the world of Instagram and takes a look at custom action figures from your submissions on a weekly basis. And the fans get a chance to vote on which ones are their favorite. And last week's winner, Lee Aller, Leech Customs, for his amazing looking Iron Man with this proton or photon or proton cannon. He manufactures this thing. It's so beautiful. And I can't imagine the amount of work because I've never been able to do something like that. Yeah, people have a knack to it, but he is an established customizer that is able to produce just absolutely gorgeous works every single time he puts out something. I'm so happy that he submits his customs to hashtag This Week in Customs. And speaking of Lee Aller, let me just let you know of an event that's happening. Well, I'm recording this event on Thursday. It's 11 p.m. Thursday night on a school night. So that's why I'm being quiet, because the kiddos are sleeping. But when you're seeing this tomorrow on Friday, Lee has an event. If you're in the Philippines and you're a custom artist and you want to submit your custom, get in on there. That Only Pop toy action figure custom. I wish I could go. That sounds so awesome. And if there are more Filipinos that are, very talented, like you peeps are, you Filipinos, bring it, man. Go and lend your support. It looks like a pretty cool event. Lee, let me know how it goes. Starting, this thing is 3 days, right? Yeah, next 3 days. All right, let's get going. Toys A to Z. See, I got your name right eventually, player. Okay, this is a beautiful Hulk. Yeah, I think people are wanting to use the Kingpin bath for this character. I don't think it works. I think what he's done here is the way to go, because obviously if you use the Kingpin bath straight up, it's just going to be a fat Hulk. This is a muscular Hulk. This is Joe Fixit. This is an awesome looking piece. He's nailed. He's got some extra heads on here. Those pinstripes came out pretty nice. Great shot right there. I dig that, man. Good work, man. There's the scale. I think that works. Wow, that Maestro's beast. All right, that looks really good. Good, strong start to the show. And here's a character, I didn't know about it until just recently. I forget what comic I was reading, but yeah, Mr. Hyde, another beast of a figure. Lunaden's Custom killing it with this one. I feel like I've talked about it, or maybe it was a work in progress that I showed, but he definitely looks like the character that I saw on or read in the comic. I'm trying to remember who he was going after. Man, was it a Spider-Man reason? No, it couldn't have been a Spider-Man. Maybe it was in the Indestructible Hulk. No, not Indestructible. Oh my gosh. You guys know which Hulk magazine I'm talking about. All right, another beast figure by TXT Customs. Is this a thing? I'm not sure if this is a character or this is just a figment of his brilliant imagination, because it works so well. He's taken that, well, I'm not sure if it's the Build-A-Figure or the 2-pack Hulk, but the lines are super crispy. Look at, so clean, man. I just can't imagine just going through there. That takes some skill. It's a good payoff. It looks pretty darn good. All right, Destroy All Cosplay. Who is this? Splatterhouse. Okay, I'm not really familiar with that, but I've obviously heard about it. I don't have to hear about it because I'm just looking at look at the bruising on this figure, man. Yeah, that looks so good. Looks like a bad Mama Jama right here. He's using the Hulk, that face-off Hulk. That was the best Hulk up until Hasbro just released this monster of a figure. But man, that looks really good. And this is going to be some Iceman Weapon X. He's doing, I think he's selling these off, and these are the different stages that he's built upon. Obviously, the one here in front and center is the finished product. I think this looks so much better than just that clear thing that Hasbro released, because you can actually appreciate the sculpt. And I think he went at it right here. Here's another version by the Firmament, and this is his version. And now you can see the same figure completely different approach, and they both look good. I think, man, look at right there, the chest right there looks like when you look at the ice, and the ice, that those imperfections in the ice, I think you nailed the look there. That looks really nice. Yeah, I like this look. I think you can go too much. I've done one myself, and I did too much paint on it, but I think what those guys did looked really nice. Another icy figure right here. We got some dwarves by Nikki Nicole, that she's labeled the Kings of Winter, and these Mythic Legion figures, man, there's just something about them. I wish they really had a mythology, like a true mythology, like a storyline, like the Avengers and the X-Men, and they had a long-running comic book, so I could really get into these figures. I can definitely appreciate how intricate and detailed these Mythic Legions are, and what Nikki's doing here, repainting them. I think she's probably added that fur, probably that crown. I'm not exactly sure because I'm not super familiar with the line, but her stuff looks so good all the time. All right, Left Hook Customs. This is a variant. He took a little page out of Toy Biz. I think he nailed the look. The white with that blue frost looks really just perfect. And I'm sure Hasbro eventually is going to try to jump in on this. He's calling it the Snowbird variant. That's probably a thing. That's what the old Toy Biz one had, the Sasquatch, and then the white version. I think that looked pretty darn good. And you notice that my list is not really at random here. Laughing at I'm the only one that's laughing at my stupid jokes. It's too late, guys. Give me a break. All right, Wayne Stoke with this random figure. Let's get going on here. I think the details on here are pretty good. The sculpting's really nice. The paint, it's a cool figure. I have an attachment to the character, but it's so cool looking that it compels me to want to make something like this. And that's what it's about. I think he's hit the look of the character very well, very recognizable, especially with that arm and tattoo. And there you have the scale. I think the last one that I saw was by Customs by Matthew. Very good custom also. Really appreciating these works and the effort that goes into it, like adding an LED light to a Ghost Rider. Every single Ghost Rider needs to have an LED light. I mean, come on. This should be like a standard thing. It looks so awesome. I think if I ever get a Ghost Rider in my collection, I definitely need to add the LED. These are just some of these other characters that he's done, but wanted to show off that Ghost Rider. I wonder if you put the battery pack on his back, and what size of battery you're using. Be information, if you put out a video, like a 360 video, it would be super helpful. That looks hot. Also hot, another Left Hook custom figure. I really like the face that he look for Pyro here. He's obviously updated. He's using some of the Toy Biz parts. He's updated the body to Marvel Legends. He's using like a Pizza Spidey mold body. And I really like the look of that face. Look at that. So much character. Absolutely love it. All right, Captain Snick, he's going to have a couple of his customs. I think a couple of his customs. This is going to be for, I'm hoping that this is going to be a good show featuring our pal Superman playing Geralt. I haven't played these video games. It looks like it's going to be a good show. Is it on Amazon or Netflix? I can't remember who's doing what. But he's obviously using a Jon Snow head right there. Right, that's a Jon Snow head. But look at all the leather work he's got going on here. The details are pretty cool. I haven't read the books. I know there's books or comics, or there's a pretty good history with this character right here. You guys will be familiar with him. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Did he nail it? All right, this is so cool. I had to actually look at, obviously, Moon Knight, Khonshu. Man, it's such a good, just such a standout looking custom. I don't know where you got that head from. Did you say where you got here? Well, he used the Gotham Select Alfred, so you can understand the scale. So it's going to be a little bit bigger, but that is money. And speaking of another Moon Knight, here's a Bordad custom, really clean looking Moon Knight. like the soft. I think the soft good. Did you get that? I think I feel like I've seen that at GP slot. It's pretty smart to do that. You know, depending on your skill level. I've worked a little bit with cloth goods, but I'm not. You know, my go-to cloth good guys is going to be Harker Customs. But you know, if you can't make it yourself, you go to somebody else. I think that looks like GP slot. I don't know. Am I right? Am I right? All right, moving on to Deathstroke. Right here, Tosh Custom killing it with all these little pieces. I love the accessories. I love this look for Deathstroke is one of my favorite costumes for him. So nice. Now, let me see if I can make it bigger. With him, he takes this photographs from so far away. It's kind of hard to appreciate, especially, see, I'm having trouble doing it. I'm doing it on my iPad. Hopefully you can appreciate some of the details. If you haven't, go, because I want to see that head, that unmasked head. I want to be able to see the details on there. It looks amazing, but sometimes I want to be able to see what the artist does so I can talk about it and you know, pretty much boast their skill level. This is going to be God Anubis. He's the god of death, and it says he was Anpu. So there's definitely some mythology behind this character right here. You're going to see the work in progress. You can see all the different parts and paints that he's added to this. Let me get to the, yeah, that's pretty cool right there. And that's where he started from. So to go from that to this is pretty neat. Good job. All right, Captain Snake. Like I told you, we're gonna have a couple. What is this, man? Dude. Oh man. Obviously it's a Deadpool. But what the heck? Is this a thing? Am I missing something like hip hop Deadpool in the comics? It's a very attractive figure, very cool. Love the kicks, love that beret. Check it out. The logos on the jacket came out pretty clean too. Makes me want to laugh. I love Deadpool. All right, another Deadpool right here. This is the Punisher Deadpool. I really like this design, and I recently acquired, and by recent I mean like 5-6 months ago, acquired the old Jigsaw Punisher, and I want to use that body for something like this, but I want to change it to update the hips, and man, that looks so good. There's something about black and white Deadpool and Punisher just mixes beautifully. I like it a lot. Here's another, I think this is a Deadpool character, and I've seen versions of this before. I read a lot of comics, but I guess I'm not reading enough Deadpool comics because, Killer Elko has all these different colors. It's like a Skittles. This is like Skittles Deadpool. What is this the one called? Other than Deadpool art and fan. Who doesn't like Deadpool? And obviously he's got some symbiotes on there. I don't know if this is part of a storyline. I've seen other people do something similar to this, so I'm going to assume that's going to be a yes. Here's another creature down there that I'm sure it's symbiote related. Here's some up close shots. I can see some of the parts that he's used. And here's a video. I know he's probably got some sick music back there that would give me a strike, so I had to turn it down. So there's the details and the colors. Pretty interesting. I'm not familiar with that storyline, but those of you that are will probably appreciate that. I know who this is. This is Black Swan. When I first saw this picture, I thought it was a cosplayer. I was like, oh my gosh, she's in good shape. And then I realized, oh no, that's actually a Marvel Legend toy that Mike painted up. I love this thing, man. First of all, the character's very interesting. Love the Black Order. You can see what he's using for parts there. Really appreciate when Mike does this because he's a high-level customizer, and you can see some of the steps that he takes. Obviously, he's not going to be able to put everything on there because it's hours and hours of work. But the end result is a masterpiece of a figure. He's definitely one of my favorite customizers. I definitely lean. I mentioned it before. I like the more realistic looking comic figures for some reason. I know that kind of goes again. I'm not a big MCU figure fan, but I'm definitely a fan of a realistic comic figure. I don't know what it is, but man, I just absolutely think that's gorgeous. Another Black Order figure, Cole Obsidian here. Really nice job. I think you've done something with your pictures because your pictures are looking a lot nicer too. Very, you can see your work, which is great, and the rest of us can really appreciate it. I like how this looks way better than that Build-A-Figure. I think obviously you've done some kit bashing here, and the colors that you did just look fantastic. Good work. All right, here we go. We're gonna have some. I was gonna say Banes, but this is gonna be Crossbones. This is a modern version of Crossbones. Now, a lot of people will ask me questions about, what's the name of the artist? Well, right there, it's right here on the screen. Just check them out. And a lot of these guys are selling their figures. Go take a look at their pages if it interests you, and especially if you're not able to customize, you're just a fan of custom products. Go and give these guys your business. They do a lot of good work. All right, this is going to be a Bane. So I got my Crossbones and Banes together in this episode. And what figure is that going to be? A Storm Collectibles or some sort of SH Figuarts from the joints? It looks like it's going to be SH Figuarts. Oh, he made a Mesco style Bane. I'm trying to see if you guys can see the scale, but couldn't see the scale on that one. Harker is selling this one. There's a bigger body. He used a Storm Collectibles. I mean, Storm Collectibles is an expensive figure to begin with. He's converted it into a Bane. Obviously, he does good soft goods. Take a look if you are interested and contact him up. Really like the vein work on this one. I think that's my favorite part about this custom. You got the veins down right. It looks like he's venomed up, and I dig it. There's a scale how big this Bane is, and I think he gave Korriban custom, so he kind of followed what Korriban did right there. All right, moving on to Brimstone's Ghost Customs, and I almost missed this one. I think this is fantastic, man. Not a fan of Brother Voodoo at all. I haven't read too many comics with him in it. I have the Marvel Legend figure, don't really care for it, but as soon as I saw what you did here, yeah, I would absolutely love that figure in my collection. I think it looks, I don't know what it is, but for this particular figure, I think it looks better with the soft good approach. Not all figures do this for me, but this one, yeah, it's fantastic, man. Great job. I think that's one of the better customs, Brother Voodoo, that I've seen. Doro Monstacado, he is doing a really good job with these female figures. I think the Black Widow is one of my favorite Marvel characters, and yeah, really nice job. Not much to say there, just beautiful work. Face Customs, another top level customizer right here. Who is this one gonna be? I already for Crystal of the Inhumans. All right, so Inhuman fans, there you go. Really good representation. What face is that? Is that who is that? I can't tell right off the bat, but let's see what else you got over here. Oh, we got some effects. Maybe I'll think of it or who it is. You guys are probably thinking, oh, and is it Wasp? Is that the Wasp head? And what else we got over here? What other? I don't know what you changed on this one. What did I miss? Okay, I think I covered it. All right, man. Good work. Marca Diablo Toys. I think he's in Mexico. Aren't you in Mexico? Princess of Mars, Deja Thoris. this customizer doesn't necessarily always do the superhero genre. He goes off and does, like, I think he does some Masters of the Universe that I've seen. So pretty interesting. If you want to, this is, not your typical superhero customizer. Go take a look at some of the other genres that he does. It's pretty interesting. All right, Nelia Christine. Who is this? This is one of Bishop's girls, right? Yeah, Shard Bishop. And yeah, that looks really good. I like that ponytail that you got going. Is that posable? I bet you that's a posable ponytail. Is that a posable ponytail? I have no idea. Maybe it isn't, but it looks really good. Good job. I like you did a great job on the X. I'm not sure you guys are molding it or if you're actually most likely she's sculpting it, but that looks really good. All right, so Professor Bex here. You're going, wait a second. That's not a Marvel Legend. No, it's not a Marvel Legend. That's actually the Marvel Select. And he took that giant Marvel Select and cut her down to size that I would say is, and looks like she's a little bit forward on the bottom picture. She's a little bit forward. So she's actually a little bit shorter than what she appears even there. And I think that scales extremely well. And for the Marvel Legends, Doodog also did the mod, and I think he's going to paint her up on with the X-Force colors. So I personally like that Marvel Select, the look of that Marvel Select, the accessories of the Marvel Select over the Marvel Legend. So if you guys are interested, I'm waiting for it to go back down. Like the $25 is up like $30 on Amazon right now. But the Rogue, the Marvel Select Rogue, is already at $17. This Psylocke's going to be the same thing. Be patient and pick her up for less money. All right, it's vintage. I wanted to show you what he's done here because this is a technique, especially if you're not a high-level customizer in the area of sculpting. All right, and not many of us are, me included. I don't think I can sculpt a face from scratch at this point. I don't have that ability. But one thing that we can do, and it's a great technique to use, is you can use other people's faces, okay, which is what he's done here. Can you guys tell what face that is? If you own Marvel Select Cable, you will recognize that jawline, and I think it works perfect for this Batman. On the money, looks really good. And that's what he's done. He cut off the face, or the bottom portion of the face, and it attached, and it worked in scale. I've seen people do that with the Sasquatch figure and using the Caliban mouth to give him an open mouth look. I'm planning on doing the same thing, but that's a skill, or a technique, I should say, that you can add to your tool belt, especially if you do not know how to sculpt. Like I don't know how to sculpt, okay? People that know how to sculpt will be able to do stuff like this. I think completely nails the look here, and this is what he did. All right, so that takes some talent of sculpting, and I've seen some videos, but I haven't actually done it yet. But you can see the steps that he's taken. He's not only did he sculpt the mouth, but he also reshaped the eyebrows, because obviously you can't just change the mouth and not have the eyes and the forehead tell the story too, right? If he's screaming, he needs to look like he's screaming. And MCU Shelf knocked it out of the park. Perfect, absolutely perfect. Great job. And now we get to see a video. I didn't know we had a video. 360. Did a really good job on the paint job as well. Man. Out of nowhere, man. I had no idea you could do that. And, so let me give you a little, you hear that? Quiet clap, a little golf clap. All right. Yeah. Another stellar paint job here. Oh, jeez. Now this custom's not finished yet. He doesn't have the cape on, so we'll see when he gets the cape on this thing. And what I like about this one, obviously Magneto's been penciled many different ways. This is the muscular version of Magneto, and I am shocked that this Hyperion body actually looks good for Magneto, because that body's so out of proportion. The neck's so far back. But what he's got going on here, man, looks so good. Paint job is off the hook, as always. And if you follow his page, he does a lot of the steps too. And Kyle is a top level customizer. Always appreciate his stuff. Always looking to learn. Pay attention. If you're newer to customizing, these customizers that are putting their work and their works in progress, some of the stuff is going to be too high level, but some of that you'll be able to pick up some technique that you can use on your own custom. All right, destroy all cosplay using the Sasquatch. I think this is Sasquatch. I guess it could be the Wendigo, the same body, but he has made him look like Swamp Thing. Like I love all these little bits. I think those little. I think you can find those at craft stores. Like if you go to Joann's or Michael's, or even hobby shops, you can be able to find them in hobby shops. They have these little trees that you can use. I'm assuming that that's what he's doing, and I think that head is from an existing DC figure. But yeah, this is fantastic. I really like that, how that turned out. All right, repaints and customs sometimes are not as good as the original figure, but in other cases like this, they're way better. Absolutely love 1987's version. Even though the Hasbro version is very nice, I prefer the look, the body he used for his custom, even the face that he used for his custom. To me, it's just a nicer proportion physique for this figure. He did a great job. Good job on the paint job. Everything looks great. All right, Groovy Gwen does a scarecrow right here. It's almost like, I don't want to say it in Mesco just because it's made from soft goods, but it's definitely her own style. And Scarecrow is such a cool villain. And I think she nailed the look of, I guess, would you consider this the classic Scarecrow? Yeah, I would think so too. Figure this customs with the Batman Who Laughs. Yeah, great job. Look at that mouth. Absolutely nailed that mouth. Everything else looks great too, by the way, but the most impressive thing on this custom for me was that you were able to sculpt those that wide grin with the teeth. All right, we're my Harry Potter fans. This may be the first Harry Potter custom that I featured on here of Snape himself. He's actually one of my favorite characters from the that franchise. He sculpted the head and he painted it. And then he also customized the robe. He pretty much made this out of, what was the figure? NECA's Lone Ranger. Okay, so it's a 1/10 scale figure, so it's a little bit larger. And he definitely nails the look here of this character. Let's take a look at the video. Love seeing the 360. Oh, he's going fast. Oh, you slowed it up right there. Oh. Was that by, did you do that by post? You did that in post, didn't you? All right, good looking custom. Shinigami Customs right here with his version of Sentry. Now, is this a smaller figure or is it 3 3/4? No, this to me this feels like a 112. Yeah, it is a 112, right? Yeah, absolutely, it's a 112. But I like that upper body. This is a thinner look, and I just started reading the new Avengers, the Michael Bendis run. Oh my gosh, Sentry is in quite a few issues on there, and I think this is kind of like the look that he had on there. I highly recommend that comic. Great job on that custom. Captain Snick 3. Oh my gosh, is he paying me to advertise his stuff, because he does sell all these things? No, he's not paying me, but this is an awesome looking Thor. He got three in here. So this concept is the King Thor. I guess it could be what he could look like in a future movie, right? He's going to be an older version, obviously, if the same actor plays him. But yeah, I like that. A lot of intricate work went into customizing that. He sculpts a ton. Great job in doing that. All right, Danbo Shinobi Now check this out. Gotta get the Punishers in. Cool look for Punisher. He like that head. Is that Agent Venom stuff that you have on there? So he's got a bunch of Punisher. Oh, Punisher forgot his shirt. Well, there's his team of Punishers, pretty good. Dambo. And 1987, going with one of the cooler looking characters, in my opinion, in the Marvel Universe. I think that orange and blue and white, just a really good mix. He changed the head and he armed him up. When you have a Taskmaster, you have to have a ton of weapons for him. So he has a different hood that didn't come with the original figure. Love Taskmaster. All right, so Michael, what he's done here, he gave the Colossus a new head, and yeah, that definitely does work for him, the Angry Colossus. And it was from the Hydra 2-pack, so if you're interested in doing the same thing, that's what you would have to have. There's the one that comes with the original, and that's the Angry Colossus. It's always nice to have options, am I right? All right, so here, Christina Conan is showing her paint, and I looked at the eyes for a long time here. And obviously, if you guys are a fan of Uncharted, it's one of my favorite video games of all time. This is a character from Uncharted. She had Sean Dabbs sculpt this, and he did a great job, but her paint job is killer. Look at the eyes and the details that she was able to get into those things. Let me see if I can blow this up real quick. Usually not successful doing this on an iPad, because that happens. But look how realistic those eyes look. And then you can see kind of like what her technique did. She didn't do a full circle in the middle. She kind of did a partial circle from the top. And I'm just guessing. She started with dark blue, and then she lined up the blue. And then she added a little white dot to the side of the pupil on the same side on both eyes, so it looks like the light is reflecting. Just a really great job. I mean, I'm just talking about the eye, that she's got, some color, some pink inside and shadows. Masterful job in painting that, and that's why I wanted you guys to see that head. All right, this is pretty cool too. And let's get to the real. So this is just, it's a repaint, but the payoff is pretty cool at the very end. Obviously, this is the old Toy Biz Hulkbuster. Really cool looking figure. I've never owned it. I've owned a ton of Toy Biz figures. I don't have this one at the end. I think he did a good job of painting. I think he did that probably by hand. It doesn't look like he airbrushed that. But check out this cool little feature right here. Boop. Absolutely love that. That's great. That's fantastic, and it's a great figure to have that option, so that looks good. All right, and the last custom for this week, Bargain Bin Customs, does a great job. I think he's strictly Mezco style, so this is his Deadshot. This is Deadshot, correct? Haven't seen this costume on him. This is a completely new version of him to me. And of course, Deadshot's going to be completely geared up. I wanted to take a look at that head. Is that the Peter Parker head? I feel like that's what it's going to be. So let's take a look at all the stuff that he has. All right. Man, that's a good look. Good job in painting. Like the choices that you picked for the armor. Really good looking figure. All right, folks, so that's the end of the show. Let's get to the voting. Oh boy, which ones am I gonna pick? Here we go. All right, the first one up for your vote is gonna be Tosh Customs Deathstroke. The second one is gonna be Phoenix Force Creations Black Swan. The third one is gonna be Brimstone Ghost Brother Voodoo. Number 4 is gonna be this Batman Who Laughs by Figure This Custom, and the final one for your vote is going to be this Joe Fixit Hulk by Toys A to Z. All right, players, thank you so much for sticking with us. Please share this video. If you're one of the customizers that was featured on here, come on, please share it with your peeps. Give it a thumbs up if you have enjoyed this content. It's almost midnight. Heck, don't give it a thumbs up if you don't want to. I don't care. All right, guys. See you on the next one. Peace.